other ones.
One
I
out
don't
of
know how I ended up in this
five.
group, honestly. Like I thought my
Hey.
podcast was gonna be with somebody else, but maybe I'm a decent one, I
Hey,
guess.
welcome in everybody. This is I Got You Six podcast, hosted by yours truly, with the amazing four legends tonight on what and why we do what we do. So we'll go ahead and start off with our introductions, and then we'll start getting into it. Appreciate you guys all being here and spending your Friday evenings with us. So, no further ado, Jesus Jenkins, you're up.
Uh, Name's Jesus Jenkins. Most of you guys know me. Variety content creator. Been streaming for about 4 years. Started on Facebook, moved to Twitch, came to Kick, never looked back. That's about it.
Hell yeah. Involve Zero.
Hey, name's Evolve Zero. Obviously, most of you know me. We stream Call of Duty on Kick, Twitch, multi-stream. Call of Duty, Rocket League. Been streaming about 3 years now. Yeah, that's about it, man.
Hell yeah. Leggy.
What's up, guys? Legend of the Mist. Obviously, most of you guys didn't know me. We know most of the people here. Been started streaming on Twitch a little after COVID, a little after the original Warzone drop, probably around like April, May of 2020. I was on Twitch for about 2 years. Moved to Kick also 2 years ago, and stream a lot of COD, a lot of RPGs, random sports games thrown in. Multi-streaming as well. I just started about a few months back to TikTok and YouTube. So trying to grow those as well.
Hell yeah, the grind don't stop. Nighthawk.
Yes, sir.
What's up, guys? I'm Nighthawk. A lot of people here also know me. Very comfortable community here. Variety streamer. Started on Twitch at pretty much the exact same time as Ledge. We started with just streaming because of COD tournaments. There was a requirement.
Oh my God, that's right.
And then, we kind of developed, and we were streaming on Twitch for about 2 years. I just celebrated my 2-year kickversary, if you will, last week. We've been here ever since, and that's it. That's the bundled up version.
And of course, all of us on screen here are all affiliated, partnered with Freshen Up, and Freshen Up is sponsoring this podcast. So, pretty exciting. All of us are partners. Involve Zero is getting real close to being partners, and we're all pushing for our own flavors. So, stick around at the end because we'll be doing some giveaways and using these gentlemen's codes for these giveaways so we can keep grinding and pushing. So, welcome in, guys. This is going to be an exciting topic. I'm glad these gentlemen wanted to be on and talk about these things because when it comes down to it, mental health is always revolving around everyday lives, regardless if it's in real life situations, streaming, gaming, you name it, it's a part of it. So, and these gentlemen want to be the voice of topics like this. So, let's get into it. What and why we do with streaming, gaming, in real life shit. So, what's the what? What is it? Why do you do it? And Jenkins came up with this idea, and then all these other gentlemen decided, you know what, that's a great fucking idea. And then Nighthawk broke it down, and now we're here, episode 19, to talk about it with you guys. So, Jenkins, take it away.
Sure. I started off primarily gaming. I always grew up on games. I always used video games as an outlet to kind of combat mental health and other things I had going on in my childhood. And it was always kind of like a safe space to me. We all know Call of Duty is like a toxic game, right? I mean, Call of Duty's always been a toxic game for me, but it was still like I could get on to Call of Duty COD 4 back in Xbox 360 days and just log out of life and log into something else that would completely just snap me out of whatever was going on at that time. So when I started streaming, it was mostly to build a community, to give other people that outlet, to have somebody to game with, to have somebody to have a laugh with, or just forget about the rundown drag down of everyday bullshit.
And it happens like that. It's not really an scapegoat, but when you look at it, it's something to break away from reality. What you're dealing with, thinking about. It could be positive, it could be negative, but the thing is, talking about it helps. And exactly what you said. Perfect. What's your take on it, Involve Zero?
Similar to Jenks, man. I've always like gone to gaming for just getting away. You know, I grew up in a very very bad like city, inner city. It's definitely not great. So it's always an escape for me to just one. It kept me off the streets, right? Kept me safe in the house and away from danger. So I always sat down and played games, man, and I just never looked back, dude. It's been in my blood. I've getting home from school, getting on those COD 4 lobbies, Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, just I just drown out the world and just focus on gaming, and it's just been peaceful for me.
You didn't have to age us like that, bringing out those classic games, but because
Are they classics now? Are they classics?
yeah,
I
like
think so.
I think
third-
they're classics at
the
this
third
point.
person cage matches on Modern Warfare 2 when you just wanted to 1v1 somebody on Rust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rust all day, all day.
Leggy, your take.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically everybody's kind of on like the same topic here, growing up, you know, I don't know if I would say that, like I grew up like coming from means, but 'cause my family was pretty well off. We spent a lot, I did spend a lot of time outside growing up. But I always found a way back to gaming, even as a kid and as I got into the teens and even in my 20s when, we were even going out, even Ask Hawk, we would be out all the time. Every weekend we'd be out, but we still found a way back to gaming somehow no matter what. But yeah, and Nighthawk, remember this. I went through a pretty tough time when we were about 18 with my parents separating, and I'll never forget the night before me and my dad, we were actually like playing games together, like in the basement, and then the next day it was pretty much over. So gaming to me has always been it's always fun to reminisce on the games that we played in the past, and it's crazy to see I think our generation has seen the biggest leap in terms of like when we grew up with the games that we had compared to what games look like now. And it's always fascinated me, and watching as games progressed even through like original Xbox to the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. Now you have computers that are just completely out of control and can run literally power a small city. And that's always fascinated me, and that's what really got me into like really wanting to learn more about computers and started building computers and all that. It all kind of piggybacked off each other, and the streaming came with it too. It was something like we said, me and Hawk back in 2020 original Warzone. We met up with a crew of people. They were running a tournament, and we were on separate teams, so we both and one person on each team had to live stream the event. So at this point now, I had a Twitch account, but I'd never live streamed on it ever. So I booted it up, and ever since then I kind of became kind of hooked on it a little bit, I guess, if you want to call it that. And then it grew. We spent our time. We had a good time on Twitch. Spent a couple years there, and then now we've been on Kick, and now the multi-streaming aspect, and it's just the rest is kind of history there.
Hell yeah. All different angles, aspects of it. It's something you don't forget about, but at the same time, you want to pass it on to let other people know that they're not alone when it comes to things that you're thinking within, stuff that you don't speak out of because you're not sure what you would be seeing after you speak out about it. But we'll get into that. Nighthawk, you next.
Sure.
So for me, I guess we're starting with the what of gaming, right? So for me, it was about getting that competitive itch scratched at night at first, because when I was growing up, if it wasn't skateboarding and surfing all day or playing sports for baseball, football, basketball, whatever have you, soccer, hockey, always something. But when you got home, now what are you doing? If I'm not sleeping, I need something competitive. I gotta be either beat a game or beat somebody in a game. Dad, are you awake enough after work? You know what I mean? Like, and after all the days, can you play some hockey with me or some baseball on the video game? Because I need to scratch it. I need to scratch that competitive itch. You know, and it just maintained throughout my life. Just community building with people. It became another avenue of me not only getting to scratch that competitive itch, but also to find more and more like-minded people, people who like to compete, but also have fun. Not like necessarily like sore losers, like, oh, if I don't win, I'm pissed. No, it was always, I need to compete because if I'm not the best, then I need to play or go against better people so I can be better, so I could be the best. It was always that kind of mindset. And gaming was just another outlet for me with that. And it kind of just developed into, I guess now at this stage of my life and this stage of gaming, it's dropped off as far as how much competition I need versus the community and the group building that it's become. But that's the cornerstone of gaming, is bringing people together now. I think it's become that. It's become the great unifier of race, color, credo, whatever. Everybody loves gaming now.
There's always room on the squad,
And that's
I like
the
that. I like that
itch
take.
that I like constantly like I need to improve on. Like Axeman Tracy brought it up because the competitiveness, like I'm used to being
For
a
sure.
sweat no matter what game it is. Like if I'm not being competitive or being the best I can be, it's like I'm not having fun. But to turn that switch off just to relax, game, and just have a good time, that's why I like to be a variety streamer, play different games, new games that are coming out. You got Repo, Age of Empires, Sea of Thieves, games that don't really take competitiveness where you need to be a sweat. You need to be a freaking god or a COD god or anything like that, or a Fortnite sweat like myself. It's just have fun, kick back, like laugh a little, like don't rage, because I used to be a rager. I remember one year I went through 26 PlayStation controllers. So
I'm still a rager.
I was gonna say, Jenks, you want to chime in on this a little
26,
bit?
bro.
yeah,
I played Elden Ring and broke my desk twice.
so
I've heard Elden Ring is a rage-inducing game. I've never played it, but I've heard that it induces some rage.
but once you realize how much these controllers cost, now mind you, the PS5 controllers and the Xbox X controllers, all those are way more expensive. But when you're buying DualShocks like almost every 10 days, it's like, all right, you need to chill.
You break one of these, bro, you're gonna fucking cry. I
Yeah.
promise you.
So I haven't broken a controller in a long time. Plus, I have a SCUF controller now. So if I broke that thing,
Yeah, it's the scuff.
I think I would
Oh, yeah,
have to go
that'll-
through therapy.
Oh
No, thank you, bro. That's an
is-
expensive oops.
Yeah, you're talking 250 minimum for a scuff. So
Chat.
Yeah.
They were talking about aging us all before. Look at these Neanderthals all still on controller.
Bro, I play mouse and key. I only play controller in a couple games. You shut your mouth.
Unless it's
listen,
RPGs or open world games, I'm still a controller based player.
Bro,
So
I'm telling you, fucking keyboards are for emails. And somebody told me earlier today, controllers are for changing the channel. That's a remote controller, not a gaming controller. Okay.
I'm with them. I'm with them.
I
only
said it
use my
here,
Xbox
alright?
as a TV. I use it for Netflix.
hey,
if
at
I
least
can
none of
use
you
it.
guys used an Atari controller with a joystick. Okay, so I think we're all right there.
I mean, I'm old enough. I could probably go bust one out.
I mean, I got one.
Atari is acceptable to have controller, obviously.
I'll bring out the Super Nintendo box controller and play some duck with it. Duck game.
I do want to hit on something Hawk said though.
Go ahead.
Bringing us together, gaming and stuff. Just kind of made me reminisce, man. I used to go to my cousin's house, and back in the day, original Xbox, and we would run 50-foot LAN cables through my aunt's
oh,
house
the best.
to team up with the 4 Xbox that we had to play Halo.
Oh, LAN.
Like,
oh,
I
LAN
remember-
games.
And, dude, and I
I mean, that was
just
just a-
missed that.
Yeah.
I just miss that, man. That like that playing together, that cohesiveness. That's one of the reasons I got into streaming, is because I felt like it brought people into to play games with me. Like I hate playing solo games. I won't play solo games.
Solos,
I-
It
what,
depends
Brett?
on the game.
Yeah.
Like there's some games that are good solo. There's even multiplayer games you can play solo. Like Diablo is a good example. I've been playing Diablo since the original came out back in 1996. And that game paved the way for ARPGs and you know multiplayer on playing with a party. But yeah, the LAN, man, those days were so much fun. And it's like we didn't know we were like living in an alternate universe then,
Yeah.
with that level of technology, linking up all our systems and everything like that. And and you brought up Halo too, because I remember we did it. Me and a couple of my buddies, we when we were growing up, we did the same thing with Halo. And there was that one map that we always played. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like the one like in between the two huge cliffs, and there was like the
No, it's the OG map.
the
Yeah.
OG
Yeah,
map.
it's got
but
the
like,
two bunkers.
yes, there was
red
the
and
two
blue.
bunkers, and you're
Yeah.
you're just in a big, almost like a crater. I forget the name of the map though, but that was like
Yeah.
that was like prime of our lives, like some of the best gaming that was available at that time.
You had to find the sniper. You had to
Oh
find
yeah,
the sniper.
yeah, you had to.
I just like the close quarters and the sword. Like I would just piss off people. Just like, all right, who gave him the sword?
And I was a
Going back to LAN.
PlayStation gamer, so I didn't really play a lot of Xbox. But when I went over to my cousin's house, I played a crap ton of Xbox.
Hey, but the
Going
best
back to
single
Xbox
player
Xbox
game
guy.
is
I never
Skyrim.
owned a PlayStation. Never owned one PlayStation. Always had an Xbox.
Really
Yeah, I never owned a PlayStation.
crazy.
Yeah.
I
Going
went
back
back
to
and
LAN
forth.
parties, me and Leggy have a friend here, and my friend Gandalf, who some of you may know, who he just walked in. We used to have LAN parties at people's houses. We had a buddy of mine, Ryan. We used to hang out at his house, and there would be 4 people playing on one game, doing a cycle. This kid once deleted a game we were all playing together. He went home with his Xbox, because sometimes we would play all on one person's Xbox in the house, because he was the only
Right.
one who had an Xbox at the time, or
Right.
whatever have you. He would go home and delete it sometimes. Rage inducing. But, we would all play at different people's houses, and that was always a thing that I found myself doing. Like, I would always be gaming with people at a friend's house for hours on end. And then, all right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We got to do it again.
The 50-foot LAN cable comment hit me right in the feels, bro.
Yeah.
50-foot LAN cable,
Yeah, that
bro.
was a good one.
Mom
that
would
was a
trip
good one.
over and be like, "Get this fucking cable out of here!" You
If I
know?
trip over that cable one more time, you guys are all getting it.
Oh, it got to the point where we literally went through the house and like zip tied the cable and duct taped it down so they would stop bitching about it. Like that was like our chore list. Like we had to get that done or else it had to stop. My aunt was not having it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times, man.
Yes.
Good times.
You really, and then led you over here talking about 1996 when his
Yeah.
game and stuff.
Original
I'm like,
Diablo,
like,
1996.
a lot of
on
people
some
that streamed weren't
big
even.
potato computer.
gaming
like,
back
that
Oh,
then.
could barely run it.
hold on. I was 1 year old. Okay.
I remember in what? I guess it
You
was
were
like
one?
1999. I took
I
a
was-
2-hour
I was
bus
1
ride to
years
get
old,
Warcraft
buddy.
3.
Yes.
I was
well,
one.
also then too, you had Diablo 2 in 1999, and then the expansion in 2000.
Me and Joe.
that was-
Me and Joe took the bus from
Well, he-
here to Roosevelt Field Mall. Pat, it's an hour and a half bus ride each way to go get Warcraft 3.
Oh God.
So
Classic.
0 was 1, I was 8, and then we're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
And,
Oh man.
and the Braves
I
lost
was
to
9.
the
I was 9.
Yankees
I'm
in the World
87.
Series.
I'm 87, so I was 9. I
Am
was
I the
9 years
oldest
old.
fucking person here?
In 99, we were what, 12? Yeah, 12.
Yeah. 'Cause then we were-
What year were you
yeah.
born, Hawk?
87.
Fuck me.
88.
I'm leaving. I'm
Jenkins
fucking
was
leaving.
born in 76.
I'm fucking 85.
Jenkins
Oh my
Jenkins
God!
was born-
If you would have said 75, I'm like, I would have never guessed
Jenkins
that.
was born in 6.
No.
What do you mean?
1776.
Jenkins is still you're still an 80s baby though, no?
Jenkins is fucking
bro,
George
Jenkins-
Washington, dude.
Jenkins ran around with old JC, bro. Don't
He was
forget,
he
bro.
was the vampire slayer in Abe Lincoln.
Jenkins was born in 10 BC.
He was Paul Revere. He told us the British were coming. Come
Yeah.
on.
All right, I'm not that old, motherfuckers.
Jenkins was really the 13th apostle. You know what I mean?
Oh, for real, the British are coming.
Oh,
Uh,
you knew one was gonna happen. You knew it was coming.
Don't make me
Doesn't
get my
matter
red
when.
coat out, all right?
See, this is what it's like to be around people that you can vibe with. You can cut up and not be butthurt. But the thing is, if we don't fuck with you and don't joke with you,
We don't like you.
we don't like you. That's just an aspect of it. So,
That's just it.
oh boy, now we have evidence. Waffles just clipped it. All right.
Oh shit.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, it didn't work though. W kick.
Yeah.
W
shocker. Oops.
Like
Did I say
the
that?
kick pod has not been working at all.
Kick was actually
Like
having
at all.
issues the other
It's
day.
because of the API. They
I
changed
had
it.
no problems this week.
No problems this
I'm not
I
week.
mean, they
talk
put out
about
that
last week?
fucking Timu API, so
Not going to talk about last week. Last week in
Damn.
the past.
Didn't
Bro,
they just got
Okay, we're
DDoS
gonna
last
move
week, bro.
along in the future.
Oh
Yeah.
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 They're going through it.
Yeah. Last week was tough. We were doing our Kinko event, and it was it extended. me
Yeah,
on
it was
Sunday
your
3
fault,
times.
bro.
Yeah,
It was
I know.
fucking your fault.
Yeah, we might
Fucking all
have
that
been
spam.
the DDoS. We might have been the DDoS on.
Yeah.
It hasn't been confirmed or denied.
Oh,
The fallen has started.
Doing wrong.
Yeah, I
Well,
think we can all agree that like we all at some point like gaming the gaming aspect of streaming is what kind of drew us to streaming because I was watching streamers before I started streaming. Like I
Yep.
was still playing games and I was still like
Oh, yeah.
playing online games and whatnot, but I was watching streamers. I was kind of familiar with the scene. Not that much. I really only knew about Twitch at the time. Twitch was like really the only one, that was, big enough to where it was you didn't really have any issues on the site. I think it was Twitch and I forget which one.
Mixer was the other one from Xbox. I
That's
think,
right.
early on,
Yeah.
right?
That's right. Yeah. And then but yeah, I never really watched Mixer at all. I never really I feel like that was up and then it was down within 6 months, like or
Oh yeah.
whatever it was with the
Microsoft
Mixer.
got their hands on it, and
Yeah.
they
It
didn't
was
even
over
get a
with.
chance to do anything.
Yeah.
They
Crazy,
gave
bro.
Ninja that multi-million-dollar deal and
And
used
that
all
was
their
it.
money.
Yep.
Just
That was
sunk
it.
'em.
same. I was a huge
Wild.
supporter. I didn't even know what
Um,
streaming was until like Verdansk, when Verdansk started. Not Verdansk coming back, when Verdansk started. Like
Yep. That's when I
I-
started.
I streamed on PlayStation with a PlayStation camera with my screen, everything
I still have
on
one
my
of those.
gaming screen as I'm sitting there playing Warzone, and that's how I got clips and stuff like that. I remember getting my first dub on Verdansk. It was life changing. So
my first dub on Verdansk was with Hawk, actually.
I didn't even
yeah,
I
so
didn't
I
even have
was-
a Twitch
go ahead.
account when I started streaming. I didn't even know anything about streaming. Nothing. Like I was completely on hiatus from gaming, and then COVID hit. I bought a freaking Nintendo Switch to get me by COVID just to play games and fuck around on like Zelda and shit and Fortnite. And my buddy's like, "Why don't you just build a computer?" So I did, and then it just snowballed into like some craziness for almost 5 years.
there's a huge amount of people that I
I'll
got
never
to
forget
know
my
and
first
playing with
Verdansk
them,
when-
and then convincing me to stream, and I got started with no camera. And that's the thing. We hold that against, like with streaming. We'll get right back with you, Hawk. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Streaming, because the thing is, like, when you're going through and you're exploring other streamers online, if they don't have a camera, you're not really a pawn to just stay there and watch. Normally, you like to see the person behind the camera. That's the aspect of it now. Back then, we just watched the game, like to see
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
see how
Let's
great
both
they
started
were.
without cameras.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yep.
now it's like
Because
it's
on our Xbox, like he said before, and he mentioned, I didn't feel the need to touch on it during my segment because you guys were already before. But like just playing in COD tournaments, we had friends, we were all just playing COD. And it's like let's play in tournaments, and one of the rules was somebody on the team had to stream, and that was that was the first what 6-7 months of well my account life. I remember I was Ledge. How the hell do I set this fucking thing up?
Yeah. Well,
You
at
just
the
have to
end-
put in an email. I did
Yeah.
put in an email, and here we are, like 15 minutes away from tournament time, and I'm trying to set up my account. You know what I mean? And that was how it started.
and it was cool because at the time Xbox had the Twitch app
Yeah, you
in Xbox. All
Yep.
you had to do was just hit
Auto.
go live through the Xbox, and it was super easy.
Yep, same thing with
But at the same
PlayStation.
time, I didn't know about like I didn't know about cameras or anything like that. I was just streaming the gameplay to Twitch. I was watching it on my phone. It was so different now. And then I eventually graduated to getting my buddy Finchy Hawk upgraded his PC and gave me all his old parts, and then that's when I kind of like really started to fall in love with the whole streaming thing. I got a capture card, and then now I was streaming from the Xbox with the capture card to the PC, and then it progressed from there. Finally got the camera up, and then I had the camera literally connected to the Xbox, like I was running off the Xbox, and then eventually,
Eventually,
went
I convinced you to
straight
get off
PC.
the Xbox and go
Straight
all
PC. Yep, went
Yep.
straight PC, and then kind of haven't really looked back since. And now,
And now he takes care of my PC. This PC,
yeah, now it's just
this PC convinced him to start looking into PCs, and now he maintains it. It's fantastic. It's come full circle.
yeah.
He's a
But,
PC guru. Him and
yeah.
Spec.
But yeah, so it's and then there's just something I don't remember exactly what it was. I feel like it was just like the feeling of like playing a game, but knowing that there's other people watching. Something about that just like fascinated me, and I because I had known a little bit about streaming. Like I had never dabbled in it at all until like Hawk was saying, until we did that tournament where we were both live streaming it, and then it's something about it was just very, very fascinating to me. And it's just like you always thought like, then you become affiliated with Twitch, and now you're getting a little bit of money, and you're just like, shit, like did we grow up and did we miss a time frame of growing up by about 10 years to really take advantage of this situation? And I think we were just on the outside the cusp. I mean, listen, we're all doing
Just on the early
great
side,
now,
yeah.
but
Speak for yourself. I was like 15 years outside the cusp. Okay, fuck you.
1,500 years, Jenkins.
But-
1,500.
Oh yeah.
but yeah, it's it was very it's very cool, and it's it was at first I was definitely a little nervous at first, especially once you started. And there was also a point where Hawk will remember this, like where at this point now, like I was like, we were fully, committed to the whole streaming aspect of the whole thing, the streaming and the gaming, and when we were doing this, we kind of went into it. We didn't know jack shit about streaming. So streaming to one, maybe two viewers every night was just kind of like getting, you're just
Our
like, shit,
third-
like, what am I doing wrong?
Our
And
third
then-
offline viewer would be our buddy's wife when he showed it. Like, look at the clip of us.
Yeah, I'd have the
eating earlier.
Xbox on. I'd have the Xbox on in the fucking kitchen, with it having an extra view just to, make it look a little bit bigger. But, and then things really changed for me. I don't know if any of you guys remember the app Hover. It was kind of a controversial app. But when it started, it was a very, very, very cool way to interact with the streaming community through clips. And in the app, it was based off of a currency called Gravity. And then
Gravity.
yeah. So, and the more gravity you had, the more, like your clips or your content, whatever you were posting there, would kind of get pushed into like the example, I guess would be like a For You page on TikTok or on Shorts. Like you would be pushed towards the top the more gravity you had.
Yeah, it was like a
And-
direct
Gravity.
ratio between outreach and gravity.
Correct.
Accumulated.
So-
So the more gravity you've accumulated, the more outreach you have by default.
Yeah, and I eventually, at this point now, I've probably been on the app for a couple months, and posting clips on there and doing whatever and whatnot, and then, it kind of hit a point where like I was seeing no progression in streaming at all, like zero, and I was literally like probably gonna either stop doing it. What the hell is going on? Why is Billy laughing so hard?
I was just reading chat. Like I could laugh
Oh, God.
Call me
silently.
fucking grandpa.
Check this grandpa. So, and then sure enough, who the fuck do I come across on this app? I'm like browsing through. I'm like, let me look at like who's got the most gravity on this app. I'm like, who the fuck is Crow Gaming? Why does this guy have the fucking most?
That's
Like,
how
who
me,
is
Leggy,
this
and
guy?
Nighthawk met.
Like, who is this fucking guy? So I'll never forget. So Hover had a feature in their app. If that streamer was live, you could literally from the Hover app press
Again.
their stream.
God,
and
that
it would
app was
bring you
so
to their stream.
Goated.
So ahead of its
Yeah.
time. But it ruined itself with like the follow thing and the support. And that's what kind of doing. And then
You've
once they
reached
took
your limit on
the
talking.
fact that once
Shut
they
the
changed the
fuck
algorithm
up.
that your clips and stuff did your gravity didn't affect your discoverability, the app died within a couple months. But I'll never forget. I went in, I'm like, this guy, who is this fucking maniac screaming at the top of his lungs, like just jumping around his room? And I was like, I fucking like this guy. I'll never forget. I hit the follow and he was like,
bottles of
legend! Just screaming. And I'm like, oh my God, like this guy is a fucking, like, this guy's a fucking legend. Like, and sure enough, and from there on, not only did like me and Crow like become close, but like I learned is he never gate kept any information. Like he rose through the ranks of streaming faster than anybody I know. He was affiliated within a couple weeks. He was partnered within 6 months. He was full time within a year and a half of starting streaming to a year and a half later. It's his full time job. And he always, was very open about the things that he did to get there, like doing this, how to share your content, how to promote your streams, how to use Twitter, how to properly set up your page to make it attractive for people who come to your page and see like, oh, like, look at this. Like, he's got nice clips. It's clean page. It looks good. He used to do all that stuff and I learned a lot. And obviously the rest is kind of history. We've been friends now for probably a little over 3 years now. So, but yeah, I hit a point where, and even Hawk, he was right there with me. We were like it was approaching almost the end of the streaming. Like we didn't really know what else to do.
Did you just say
Yeah, we were
just
hit a
3
wall.
years with Crow? It's definitely longer than that.
No,
Yeah,
I
it's
think I
about
met, it was
4.5.
like December. It was December of 21 because I met him in May of 22. And I had known him for about
Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah.
The,
'Cause I have
shock,
a
the
picture- I
shotgun
have a
in New
picture on
York.
my phone.
The
Yeah, I
shotgun
have
in
a
New York.
picture on my phone. Yeah, we came down to New York. Yep.
Yeah, Ledge brought me over and said, "Yo, go check this guy out." In like, I don't know, I guess it was January or February, like a month after he had met him. He was like, "Yo, you gotta check this guy out," blah blah blah. So at that point, like, I wasn't the kind of person who even interacted. I wasn't like at that point where I was like even interacting in everybody else's streams. I was just watching, seeing what they did, what was funny, entertaining. I would hang out. If not, I'm out. You know what I mean? That would be it. And he told me he was going, and he was like, "Yo, you should come." And I think I had my daughter that weekend. I was like, "Nah, I got other things I got to do. I'll catch you the next time." And within another 3 months, I have got FOMO. Total FOMO. I was like, I should have went. Because I had become close with Crow in those 3 to 4 months, I guess. Like the month before it actually happened, I had actually started talking a little bit, blah, blah, blah. 3 months later, I was like, oh man, I should have just went.
Yeah,
That's what I
it
felt
was
about
more of a
last year.
spur of the
He
moment
basically
thing.
kept me streaming because it was headed towards a path where it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. You feel like you're putting the time in and you feel like you're putting the work in, and then you're not seeing the results, and that hurts anybody. Big or even look at big or small creators nowadays, man. They struggle. They do on a slow month, slow week. You see it. Like it's and when you do this as full time, you have to try your best to keep. I give everybody who does this as a full time thing a lot of credit because it's not easy to do. There's
not easy
nothing
to do
about it that's easy.
part-time.
It's mentally taxing. Yeah.
Very.
It's a mentally
Very.
taxing endeavor. From a part-time perspective, I can only imagine what it is at a full-time level. I have I think I have a pretty good understanding of what it's like, but until you do it, you really don't know the stress levels of just dependency.
Right, because
there's
that's a full-time gig.
there's so much around it because you have a schedule, and it becomes more of, you got to think of it as an income and a job more than just having fun. Jordan, welcome in, baby. And
What up, Jordan?
it's just a huge aspect of it. Like, I respect anyone that pulled the plug and decided, it's like for example, Tim the Tap Man tells a story all the time when we were on Twitch, where he was working a full-time job and he decided just to cut it. And this was like years before we even stepped into the streaming world. And look at a lot of big time streamers that made that move. Sometimes it happens, but there's also stories out there where people did not make it successful, and it was a grind, it was stress, it was a burden, but then they go back into finding that itch to do it again, but they don't do it as full time. They just do it as a hobby. So
Yeah, you listen, you got to find your niche. You got to find what you like. You can't just go by what other people are doing. And that was one of the biggest things that I learned is, be unique. And, listen, I still play, like, fall back to COD a lot. Like, a lot of people are not, but it's just like, it's a game for me that I've invested so much time in, that, like, even when it's bad, that, like, I still find the time to play it and have fun. And it's I feel like it's more about it. Listen, games can be like, some games you just can't play. Like, they're just not good. Like, it's just, even with a group, it doesn't matter. But, like,
Sorry, excuse me, I had to
oh,
sneeze.
Jesus Christ.
hey.
But I feel like a lot of it, like, even a bad game you can have fun, and as long as you're with people that you vibe with, or people that you're having fun with. And I feel like that's the biggest part of it, and a lot of that is kind of forgotten nowadays. Everybody's so hyper focused on, like, they're getting their content, or this. Oh, you got to do that, this and this and this, and then instead of just going back to the roots and, like, what made you do this in the first place, and it was your love of gaming and your the fact that you had fun playing video games. And I find myself always coming back to COD or coming back to Diablo. Even if I've taken a hiatus for however many weeks, months, I always find a way back, and I'm always, even when it's not great, I'm still having fun. So
That's all you can do. Go ahead, Involve.
I've recently just stopped giving a shit, honestly.
Yeah.
I know it's bad, but I am doing it to have fun, right? It's not a full-time job. Like, I have a full-time job. I don't even want to consider it a part-time job. I'm already gaming. I'm already doing what I want to do. Why not just hit the live button and have somebody watch? And if nobody watches, at the end of the day, it sucks, but I'm at peace with that, right? I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing because that makes me happy. I'm not trying to do what other people are doing.
Yeah, but don't shirk. Like, this guy just literally did a charity for MS. Walked on a treadmill, like, over 20,000 steps. What are you up to? $700 raised for MS.
I will
Over
be,
$700
yeah.
raised for MS. Walked on a
Amazing.
fucking treadmill, 20,000 steps while gaming.
That's crazy.
I was
bro.
playing
wild,
COD
bro.
and Rocket League while walking.
Yeah, wild.
Oh, that's wild.
And that's the kind of shit that sets you apart from, like, everybody else. But the weird thing is with a lot of these platforms is, let's be honest. Like, if we're being 100% honest, Kick, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, doesn't fucking matter. The discoverability still sucks on all of
Yeah,
them.
it's dog shit. Mm-hmm.
It's dog shit on all of them. So
But when you have a good group of people,
no matter,
a good
no
community.
matter what platform you're in, it doesn't matter. It's all on you. It's on your
Yeah.
person to
Correct.
reach
Agreed.
out and touch base and make relationships with people to the point where they want to come to your stream, or they want to bring other people
Henry.
to your stream. Like, just last night, like, my real why has changed. It was always about building a community, but we do we have built a community, and there have been people who've been brought in and then been sitting there down in the dumps, and then brought in having a great time, and then openly admitting, like, wow, thank you guys for turning my whole night, day around. It just happened Sunday. This guy Bama came in. at the end of the stream, he's like, "Who knew that dropping balls for 5 hours with you people would turn my whole trajectory on life right now around? Like, I had just lost my job, and now I was really down in the dumps, and now I have a totally different outlook on life again today. Like, just like flipping the switch." And I was like, it's not the first time somebody has said something like that. It was definitely the first time that somebody just outright at the end of it was like, "This did this," just jumped into Discord with us and was chopping it up. And Bama, thank you for letting me share that if you are currently out there. But yeah, like it's you never know the impact you're gonna have on somebody. So whether it's 2, 3 people watching, or 50 or 250, you know, which is all things that I've dealt with in the last 2 weeks. You never know how many people you're actually touching, because when you're there with 2 or 3 people, you might be making more of an impact or more attention than when you have obnoxious numbers of whatever.
Yeah, to piggyback that, like, you got to remember, like, these viewers, these people that are here on our streams, they're taking their time to watch us. You know, like, they don't have to be there. Like, you know, you want to be entertaining. You want to try to talk to everybody and, you know, find out everybody's day is doing. Like, I always do that. Like, I always, you know, and I never understood why not everybody does this. I know most of you guys in here do it, but like, some people just like that, like their stream starts and like they're already in a game. Like the scene starts, the stream goes up, I see the noti, I click it within like 30 seconds and they're already like mid game. Like, I like to spend like a half an hour just like kind of, you know, shooting the shit for a little bit, and before I just jump right into playing games. I like to talk to people, like, see how everybody's day is going. You know, somebody may be having like Hawk said, somebody may be having a bad day, bad week. You know, you could change somebody's whole mindset just for a couple minutes of chatting with somebody. And that was another thing that was really that really, like, you know, hit hard with me for streaming.
Humbling.
Is the effect that you could have on somebody is a really good feeling. Like, if somebody is just like, "Oh, you know, man, thank you for like chatting with me, and I appreciate, you know, your chat was flying, but like you were talking, like you were still like trying to talk to me." Like, that means something to somebody. And you know what? That's somebody that is going to be back in your stream every time you go live, and that is a guarantee. So you got to remember, these people, they don't need to be there. They're spending their time, their money. If they're gifting you subscriptions, they're spending their money on you. Like, and that is something that is, you know, very, very inspirational, kind of, if you want to put it like that.
Quartzy.
Yeah, I've always said,
"Oh, Quartzy, go away. Go away."
I've always said, if I don't make somebody laugh, like my goal every time I press that live button is to just make one person smile, just one other person other than me, right? And if I'm not in the right mindset, I'm not gonna go live, right? If I can't, if I know
exactly.
I can't bring my best,
That right there.
I'm not gonna hit the live. If I'm not my best, I'm not going live, because, like Legend said, like Hawk, you never know what that person's going through that might be in your chat. And I always told myself, man, the minute I'm not having fun, enjoying this at all, I'm done. Like,
Right.
that's it.
And that's a
The
great
minute
point.
I'm not helping a viewer out or helping another person out, then what am I pressing live for? I can just game without the camera on. But that's not what I do. I want to make at least one person. I've always said quality over quantity. Give me 5 good viewers that constantly chat, that you know, or 2 viewers. It doesn't even have to be 5. Like, just bring me quality. Like, I'd rather have quality over quantity.
And zero to
I guess my
piggyback on what
stamp
you
of
said
approval
too.
on
Like,
that
if you're
one.
not feeling right, if you're not right mentally, there's nothing wrong with maybe being like, you know what, like, I'm not going to stream tonight. Like, I had a rough day or something. Like, you got something going on IRL. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that should never be a problem. You should never feel like you need to do this, because at the end of the day, your mental health matters as well. Like, if you are gonna, because your chat is gonna feed off of your energy. So if your energy is down, this has happened to me more times than I can count, where I've just been like, it was a long day at work, I had a shitty day at work or whatever, or you know, getting, there's stuff going on IRL at home, and I'm just like, I'll sit back, I'll look at the computer, I'm just gonna be like, no, not tonight. Like, it's not fair to the people that are gonna spend their time in my stream if I'm not 100%.
How many days have you
exactly.
drove
Like
home
you said,
from work?
they don't have to be there.
Right.
How many days have you drove home from work and just like tried to put on some amped up, fucking hyped up music to switch your mood to be like,
I do that
it's
every
stream
day.
I
Every
need to
day.
fucking, I need to get it together today.
Every fucking day.
You got to hype yourself up though.
I
Like
have to.
you
I
can
have
do
to.
that.
At
You
100
can drag yourself out of that mental state. You
Oh,
can
for
do
sure.
it.
Yeah.
But some days
Some days you can't.
and you just
Some days
got to
you can't.
take a break.
Some days you can't. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't
From
think
the
there's anything
time
wrong with
I
that at all.
wake up to the time I go to bed, 99% of all days, I am operating at 144 beats per minute. That is it.
That's quite scary.
Yep. It's 7 o'clock in the morning right now. To the as
Bro,
we
have you see how
speak,
much
I'm
freshen up
currently
this guy
working-
has stockpiled? No wonder he's
I'm
124
working
beats per
at,
minute.
at JFK out there at 7:01 a.m. It is fucking dubstep and bangers being blasted on the JBL throughout the job site.
Have you
And
been
it
to
doesn't
Leggie's
stop
stream?
until we rock out.
Yeah.
You know,
Motherfucker
and
headbangs like
and
no
we
fucking
do not
business.
stop.
Y'all catch this shit?
Doesn't stop.
Headphones.
Oh, yeah.
I had to double take what Leggy was doing one time. I went in there. He's doing one of these. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, if you don't if you have him muted and you just see him having his hands up and his head bobbing, you're like, is his mouth open? All right, he's breathing. All right, cool.
His mouth's always open.
Just sit
Miss
like this for
Monica,
sure.
is that you?
But you know
No,
what?
I
That's like
can't tell you. Go ahead.
You know what though? What I do on stream, when you guys meet me in real life, you're not going to see a single fucking difference than what you see on the stream. You're
And
gonna
that's what
see-
you want. You don't
That's
want.
the exact same person.
You want
am. And
real.
Hawk will tell you. He will tell you what you see on stream is exactly how I act in real life too. Hawk, put your fucking headphones back on. Let's go. Get it together here.
That's awesome, man. I met Jenks, I think for the first time in person 2 years ago,
Mhm.
and this motherfucker's the same on the stream.
I was just gonna,
as
the
he is
funny
in
thing
real
you
life.
just said that I was thinking the same exact thing. I even went to Zero's house to get tires and rims for my truck that he got for me, that I paid him to get for me. You know, he had a guy, and I just said, "Yeah, I'm there, bro," all the way out to his
Yep.
house. What, hour and a half away?
all the way out to his
Yep,
house,
it's,
like he's in a different state or
yeah,
something.
like-
Hour and a half. That's like,
Oh my
all
gosh,
right.
dude.
Maybe Gandalf.
Yeah.
But I didn't know him. prior
Sorry, it was a
streaming. I didn't
yeah.
know Zero prior to streaming. I met him like 2 years into streaming, two,
Yeah.
3 years into streaming. And we met from a mutual buddy that used to game with him. And he's the first person that I've actually met from streaming. I've only met two people out of my whole community in real life.
And that's the key thing is like you don't realize it. The people you meet and surround yourself through streaming, gaming, Discord become more of your family than your own flesh and blood.
Leggie's right
Like
here.
less than
I know.
Right here next to me.
less than
I know.
2 weeks away, I'm going to go see my Sugar fam, Sugar Nips, Sugar Tits, Jugs. John's going out there, and we're just getting away from reality and just kicking back and just spending time and reflect on the years that we plan these trips and just vibe together. Like no schedule. Shit, I might even, besides taking pictures, might even turn my phone off besides fantasy baseball and just chill out.
I got my team up right now.
The
Billy.
best thing I did this year was impulse buy the plane tickets to Midwest Fest. That was the best thing I did this year. Was traveling,
I
getting
wanted
to
to go
meet everybody,
so bad.
getting to meet everybody over there. Jeremy, Gen X. I got to meet.
Oh,
Billy.
are you
I
talking
got to
about
meet so
Midwest
many-
last
yeah,
year?
this
I was like,
yeah.
you said this year. I'm
Yeah.
like,
No. This year, the best thing I did this
The
year.
most
this past
recent
year,
one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I apologize. We are in the next year. That is my fuck up. The best thing I did last year was just finally impulse buy the tickets and just say, you know what, I'm just going, I'm just doing it, and that's it. I met so many fantastic people who I had known pretty well beforehand via streaming, but just there's something about meeting somebody IRL and running around a random city with them for a night or three that really solidifies a friendship and really brings it to that next level. And it just makes it made it that much easier for me. Even in this space, just meeting new people and gravitating to new people and just facilitating it. It's just become one notch easier, if you will. Um, so I definitely suggest meeting all of your gamer friends IRL, however means you must do it, whether it's at an event or you guys schedule your own kind of like group vacation somewhere or whatever it is, you know, however you get it done, or if it's just you're coming out to my house and Crash for a weekend.
Yep.
Or whatever the case may be, you know, highly suggested. If you can pull it off,
Do it.
do it.
We
It-
brought
yeah,
that we
it's
brought that up the
worth it.
last episode where traveling to events, being a traveling streamer, and just meeting people. You don't realize the impact you make when you go to events, or you just go spend a weekend with your mods and your family and best friends that you created streaming wise. How it changes your aspect in either your future, just what you're thinking of doing. Like it's such a huge impact and positive energy to have, knowing that you have that camaraderie, that you met in person, you're the same person that you're on camera, the same as you are in person. It is so huge to do that because it could change for the better, and it can help you in the long run, where you could have been the most darkest spot you could have been and you didn't know what to do until you plan one of those trips.
Yeah.
Not only that, is like even just playing games with people that come in and hang out in your community, like Leggy and Nighthawk. I didn't know them very well prior to not prior to Carbon, but like prior to Carbon, like not long before Carbon. Like me and Leggy and Hawk got really close over Diablo. Like
Mhm.
we really started fucking around with each other a lot when we started playing Diablo, and it's weird because Diablo wasn't really like a game that I was into at the time, but they both talked me into it. I played it, and then like it's weird and crazy to think that someone you've never met in person, that you could have so much in common with and vibe so well with and become such good friends with. Like there's not a ton of people in the community or like in the multitude of communities that I'm a part of that actually have my phone number. Nighthawk's one. I think Nighthawk's one. Yeah, Hawk's one.
Right.
Leggy's one. Zero's one. There's like a handful of guys that have my phone number, like actual number that can call me whenever, you know.
Yeah, that's
And
what
I
I was
do
saying.
call Leggy all the time.
Yeah, that's
and
what I was saying
Hawk, I
earlier,
like
Jenks.
both.
Like the game doesn't matter. It's the people that you're playing with. You know, like the game could be dog shit, but if you're with a good group of people, then the game doesn't matter at all because you're gonna make it an enjoyable experience for you and for the viewers just because of that chemistry that we have as a group.
That's why I've been shifted, and that actually that realization allowed me to let go of Call of Duty and fully just like cut the cord. You know,
Yeah,
like
fuck that.
now, granted, I was playing last week. I'm trying to drop 20 on Verdansk. You know what I mean? Everybody knows I'm very. Everybody here has heard me bitch about that card that Call of Duty sent me with 19 kills on Verdansk. Fucking assholes. But anyway, you know, like just to be able to branch out and like play games like Repo and Split Fiction and the Dark Pictures anthology and all these different things. It's all about just having your own freedom to have a good time, and as long as you're with the right people, it's just going to be a good time anyway.
Yeah.
So, and everybody's just looking to have a good time. Everybody's here for entertainment, to have a good time, to enjoy themselves, to
Yeah.
switch stressful things off and turn on positive, at least positive feelings, if not always positive everything else. You know what I mean? That's universal. Everybody's looking for that positive feeling. You know, I try to do that through all positive things. You know, but you know, sometimes we rage. Sometimes we have to call a cheater a fucking bot, and you know, throw out a whole lot of other words and throw, you know, and who knows
Yep.
where it goes. You know what I mean? But here we are. No, we try to keep it positive, but everybody's there for the same good times.
Well, if you heard my
Yeah.
voice after dying on Fortnite, yeah, I'd been canceled a long time ago. But I just wish there was proxy chat in Fortnite because it would make me feel better. But anyways, back to this topic.
I
Oh,
want them
Jesus.
to hear it.
Hey, maybe I'll get a hot single mom call me after I said something wrong to their kid. Who knows?
Crazier things have happened.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Are you Dark Ranger 75? Yes, remember 13 years ago when I said I was gonna bang your mom? What up, bro?
No.
Billy Badass gets even. You remember me, kid? No, who are you? I'm Dark Ranger 75. Remember when I said I was gonna fuck your mother? Guess what? Here I am,
That's where
motherfucker.
I am right now. That's where I am right now.
Here I am, motherfucker.
You want to go grab me my shoes from the door real quick?
I changed my Call of Duty name to Stepdad.
That kid's mental health had definitely wasn't the same after that night.
Fuck's sakes.
Now go to bed.
Go to fucking bed.
The next morning, oh, by the way, you're grounded. You're off that game.
Get to bed.
Full
Get
circle.
those filthy clothes off and get to bed. But so I know this is like a kind of a two-part thing, Billy, too. So so obviously now we've talked kind of a lot about like the what and of the streaming. And now to kind of continue, like at this point now of where I am in streaming, I continue to do it because now I've been seeing pretty good monetary gains from it, especially over the last like 2 years or so. On Kick, I saw some on Twitch, but with the amount that they were taking, it it was a lot less than what I was getting here on Kick. But I use I think I told Hawk knows that. So my Kick money actually goes whenever they pay it out on the first of each month. It goes directly to me and my wife's savings account, and we use it for stuff for the baby, or we use it a little extra money for bills or here and there, or if we need to update anything around the apartment. But I do not use that money for personal use. It all goes back towards the fam, and we've been able to get a good amount of stuff. And it's funny, like I look around the room, I'm like, holy shit, like like that was from the generosity of people that were gifting me subscriptions in my stream. Like I look at my daughter's crib, which I was able to buy with money from streaming. I look at my daughter's changing table and the amount of clothes and even just like outdoor patio furniture or updates around the house, some like coffee table, entertainment center, like some things that have all been updates to my family from streaming. And I think that's another thing that kind of drives me to keep going is the fact that I'm helping out the fam as well. I think that's a big part of it.
And speaking to piggyback off that as well, is when one member of the family something happens in real life where in a time of need, your family becomes full force, like the movie 300, and we're right there every step of the way. If it's something happened medically wise or family related and you're not able to stream, or it didn't matter, even though no one takes handouts and you just don't take no for an answer, your family's right there, got your six and
always
anything you need. So that's the huge thing about it too, that people don't really realize until
kindness
it happens. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A
So
lot of good-hearted, good-spirited, very kind people in these communities that we're a part of, and that's a huge deal to me. As somebody who grew up very family-oriented, you guys are like a family to me. So, Kenny, you see fucking Connell dropping the.
Dude, I haven't been able to stop fucking giggling. I gotta break it down. You wrecked my boat. You
wrecked my boat, you
goons.
See you two over there fucking giggling. I knew exactly what you were fucking giggling about.
Listen, full disclosure, I got Gandalf over here, right? He just got here. He's over here on the bed chilling, just fucking staying out of sight. Because I'm like, listen, buddy, this is not my show. We have to keep, the child safety locks on him. You know what I mean?
I mean, he can show behind you.
That line, I cannot fucking.
Yo, put him on the casting couch. Put him on the casting
Yeah.
couch right behind you.
No, I'm not putting him on the casting couch. I told him to go away from the casting couch.
He'll be behind him doing the fucking helicopter.
Yeah.
Bro, like I said,
I'm glad your camera moved. I didn't want to see them fucking wrinkly balls flopping
Thank
around.
God, bro.
It's like Black Hawk down. You'd have
all the
Hawk
fucking
on there, Black
cobwebs
Hawk
knocking
down.
off of it when he swings it.
Don't worry, they're tucked in my sock.
Go no soda.
This video is
I
brought to you
feel
by
that
Blue
kinda
Chew.
Want to piggyback off, kind of like you want to move to like why we continue. I guess.
Before you do, I want to piggyback off something you said. The generosity, right? Like I
Yes.
just did a charity month, which I still have 3 days left. We're still 3 days into it, but I just did a charity month to raise money for multiple sclerosis. Right? I was diagnosed 2023 with it myself. I didn't think I was going to get $100 this month for charity, and we blew it out of the water with $700. So
Wild.
it's the generosity of the of people is insane. Insane.
And that's fucking huge.
So yeah. Yeah.
That's big, bro.
So
So we're gonna keep rolling.
I can say that everybody else above me here, because I'm at the bottom of the pillar here in my Discord. So everybody else around me on the stream, they've all been involved with charity work for what it's worth. From their end, they've all done fantastic things and raised money for multiple different charities. So that's something to be said about everybody here is
But make sure you do your
definitely
homework.
very giving.
Make sure you do your
You
homework.
know?
Chat, we
Accountability.
even raised
Always
money for Hurricane Milton.
Oh no, he really.
See,
Oh, no, bro.
He
Don't start
I
that
see.
shit again.
I was speaking in code.
hey, hold on.
Yeah,
to do it.
I was
yeah.
not
Pull,
there.
hey,
I
where's
was
your
not there.
document? Where's your document?
Here we go, Corty. Here we go.
I was not there.
Fuck your NDA.
Oh, I've lost my NDA. I lost.
Hey, I
my
love
year.
that
Oh,
Guitar
you're
Hero.
canceled. You lost your NDA. You're
Yeah,
canceled.
I'm canceled. Shit. But
I
no,
he
there's
he
a
said
lot
the
of
full on
generosity in a
name.
lot of these communities. It's actually insane. Just like it's just some stuff. It's hard to fathom sometimes. Like I don't know if some of you know. I don't know if Billy knows. I think Jenkins,
Well,
you know
by the
this.
weed
Hawk,
there,
you know
Chad,
this.
You know what I'm saying, Tracy?
Zero,
Tracy,
Zero,
know what
you
I'm
might
saying?
not know
Buy
this,
the
and
weed,
Billy,
Tracy, got a
you
buy the
may
weed?
remember this. You may remember, but a year ago, last February, my wife ended up in the hospital.
Yep,
and
and we
almost
were right
died.
there.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like literally almost died. Like that's not an exaggeration. Like she literally almost died, and without me saying a word to anybody about anything, multiple communities, Crows communities especially, came together and created this fucking fund that I had no idea about at all, and they just kind of like surprised me with it. I was like, what the? But you know what though? At the end of the day, I was forced to make split second decisions in less than a second. Like that's how fast that this went downhill. And when I saw that, it got me very emotional. But at the same time, it made me feel very proud because seeing that amount of money that people gave to this fund across multiple communities means that I had an effect on everybody that donated that money, knew who I was, knew what I was going through, knew me as a person. And so I had never met 7/8 of those people who donated money. Never met them. Never met them. They know me from the streaming, from Crow, from Spec. They knew me as just legend in the mist. They don't know me as Pat. They don't know my real life, but they knew enough about me as a person to give their money for me without me even knowing. And that really hit hard. Like it really got me emotional, but it like I said too, it really made me happy, because you knew that you had that feeling that you get when you've affected somebody,
make
but you actually
me
see it come back
happy.
is you can't duplicate that effect.
No. Well, I did something similar for I see him in the chat talking about it now. I did something similar for a buddy of mine in my community, Dean the Man, and multiple communities got involved. Zero was one of them, Tracy was one of them. Just straight up sharing a link to donate to him. He had a surgery that he needed to have. His insurance canceled him because he was out of work because he was literally on bed rest in the hospital, locked up in the hospital, couldn't go to work. His work fucking insurance canceled him. He had to have a surgery. They weren't going to give him the surgery unless he raised X amount of dollars. I don't even remember how much it was. We literally in a weekend, we raised the money. I think it was like a weekend or maybe a week's time. We raised the money, gave it to him. And the best feeling I ever had from streaming was being able to meet him in person and him give me a hug and say, thank you for doing that for me. You didn't have to do that. Thank you for doing that for me. That was one of my best moments as a streamer. That and how close I've grown with the man sitting right below me. When I finally got to meet Zero for the first time, it was like it was the same thing. It was like completely something else because we had grown so close as friends, just bullshitting and playing games. That kind of shit just hits fucking different. It just does.
You have your inner.
I'll say
That's-
about-
No, go ahead,
one
Nighthawk.
thing-
Great.
Listen, one thing I do want to say about that Fun for Leggy and how fast that thing was put together. I found out something happened to Jess from it.
Yeah.
I'm
That
in
was
their
literally
wedding
split
party,
second.
Okay. I was in their wedding party. Like, I am very close with these two individuals in real life. I found out about it from the fund. It was within 3 hours of its occurrence. Like, there was a fund up. I had just come out of like probably some long nap or been doing something where I was disconnected from the internet and phone and everything. And I came back, and that's how I found out about it. I called Ledge. I was like, "What's going on?" And he just filled me in.
Yeah, I didn't
When I
really have.
found
There was
out
no
about it,
time for me to
he
like
didn't
make
know
calls
the
to
fun.
people.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I didn't have time to
absolutely.
call anybody. I didn't have
just-
time.
and
I barely had time to text anybody.
Yep.
I had my daughter. Like I had to call my sister-in-law to come to my house so that I could get to the hospital because she was in a coma. Like she was in a coma. Like I had to get to the hospital immediately. I didn't have time to call or nothing. And all this was, I was able, eventually, after things kind of settled down, I was able to start getting some texts and some calls out to people, just kind of let people know what was going on. And then it was just, it like that all happened. And it's just, like I said, it's just one of those things that makes you like really proud. And as a human being, you know, to know that like you had an effect on someone enough for them to have never have met you or really know that much about you, but to donate their money to you to help you. Like you can never duplicate or replicate that level of a connection.
And that's the key
I
thing
get-
why
get-
I do these podcasts is just to be a voice, to have guests like you fine gentlemen and have you guys talk about these things, because there's people that watch that sometimes never speak. They speak very little in very few chats, and they just watch. And there's nothing wrong with being a stream watcher on these communities because they're not ready mentally to verbally talk about topics or talk about what's ticking inside their head that's bothering them. So just having that aspect of changing someone's view on something where they can have, like Nighthawk and Leggy and everyone said, they could have the most shittiest days. They could have lost someone. They could have had a shitty day at work or school or anything like that. Or they could have seen something that just bothered them, but just having someone to like watch or talk to or hang out with. And you don't even have to be streaming. You can just go into a Discord channel and just like Nighthawk was saying, talking to someone that just like, you literally just changed my whole view on life in general. And it's huge. That's what keeps me going, because I've gone through and seen some shit in my life and we could talk freaking days on, but at the same time, like, I like to pass it on to someone else that's battling the same demons so that they would be here the next day, because that's what matters.
Connell,
Let's go.
what are you doing,
Talking
bro?
about, baby, let's go.
Wait,
Get
Oh,
the
he got
10?
everybody. Look at that.
When did
He
he
got
get the other
Billy.
5?
how do I get a sub to my own channel?
I was gonna say, what the hell? I didn't get
Well,
one, but
he
Billy got one in
Jenkins,
his own
Billy,
chat.
How?
Wow, that
Jenkins,
means Billy's following his own
and
channel.
LA.
I didn't know you can follow your own
On
channel.
4K,
I
Billy.
wanna follow my own
On
channel.
4K.
How do
That's
I follow
wild.
my
The
own
first time
channel?
I ever seen that shit.
That's
Billy, I'll be right back, buddy. I
All
gotta
right.
go help wife do something real quick. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
I'll be back in 15
Yeah,
minutes.
one thing I still get freaking goosebumps, man, just hearing the impact that we have, like, and not just what I'm doing, but what other people do, and hearing the stories on that it's I get the goosebumps, man, and it's just I love it, dude. I love it. That's why I continue to do that.
Even
Fu-
just participating, like Zero's MS stream, people coming over from other communities or other streams and donating to his charity for MS. That kind of shit is just it's crazy how some of that like transfers over. You know what I mean? Like from person to person, like person you game with, person you're very close with, that like I had people come over that drop subs on Zero drop uh uh money on his MS stream, which was fucking huge. And that's what I want to see, like good causes like that. Like I'll pump the shit out of those to people that are sitting here watching me. If I'm playing a game with Zero and he's doing a MS thing, I'm pumping him. I'm like, go over there, check out what he's doing for MS. You know what I mean?
Hold on. We reword that a little bit.
I'm
you're what?
No, I
humping
liked
him.
it just the way it was.
Nah.
That was
All right. I mean, me too. Me too. Definitely quarter chub. Anyway.
But
now-
Father Cheeks wrote this. Was texting a buddy from a community who was also a fellow vet, and it was a conversation about veteran suicide being so high. My phone ended up dying while I was hanging around the fire pit. I took it inside, put it on the charger, and this man went from knowing zero about me in real life to having an officer doing a welfare check on me at my own house because he thought I was going to become statistic. I definitely just butchered that word, but
That's okay.
But that's fine. But
it's a
the
huge thing
principle was
because
there and good. Yes.
as a vet myself and an advocate of mental health, and constantly, if I've crossed paths with you, we could have met in Discord, gaming, streaming, whatever it is, or in real life. If we've crossed paths and we've swapped phone numbers, any type of communication, you are now part of. I will take a bullet for you instead of you becoming a bullet shield, and that is real life or death. It is huge when it comes to just changing someone's life when you're talking to someone around a fire pit, getting to know someone. Mental health is no joke, and there's so many different aspects of it. There's so many different things that cause it, but just being that person that will either listen, give advice, talking to them, or just being there is just a huge thing. And you're right, Father Cheeks. It's definitely huge, and love hearing stories about that.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say thank you to Father Cheeks for sharing that. That's huge to know somebody you don't even know is calling an officer to do a welfare check on you. That's huge, and thank you for sharing that.
Can't tell how many times Hawk has hit me up checking on me when I was going through it, even though things have been getting better for me, and he'll still hit me up. And that's the thing. That's what family's about. That's what mental health is about, is having those people that will check on you and not being that nagging, annoying aspect or bird on the shoulder, but just checking in with you, making sure everything's okay, because that is just huge.
The problem with a lot of guys is
Wow,
they feel like they're a burden or they're bothering you or they don't want to bother you. And I tell everybody that I'm close with, even the people that I'm not close with, I have a Discord. I have a DM. Reach out to me. You're not bothering me.
Yeah.
It's not a bother.
I'm
It's
not-
not a burden. It's not a bother.
I'm not afraid to give you my number, Snapchat, whatever way you feel comfortable communicating with. Like, you can call me, and if I see a number, because I have it changed on my phone now where any number can come through and I'll answer it. If it says spam, I'll answer it and speak a different language. But other than that, I'll
Speak a different language.
yeah, I'll answer it. But it's huge, and it doesn't matter. And if you want that type of camaraderie, that's what we're all here for. So
Mhm.
So to keep that with like where we've been with the podcast agenda here, my why still remains the same from the why I continue was the same as the whys I listed before, which all ties into everything that we just said. And to add why there's been another level that's kind of wrapped into the why I continue, and it's really come down to the support and what we've been able to do as a community, like just whether it's getting people who are trying to start their own business or their own hustle, their first exposure, or it's getting somebody, you know, who's really been dying to try Freshen Up and but doesn't really have a ton of, you know, excess money around. So they don't know what to buy and what's good and what's not, and getting them a free tub here, free tub there. So this way they can feel confident enough to start contributing to, whether it's through my code or any of the other creators around codes, you know, it gets them comfortable enough to become a purchaser. And all of these things have just blended into kind of like its own animal. You know, it's still me, right, who's doing this, and it's still me who's going to be having fun, but it's kind of grown to a point where it's not just me anymore. Other people have invested time, money, products from all across multiple different platforms, and it's all based on the same idea. You know, it's all based on the idea of being the change you want to see in the world, and you know, and I'm a firm believer in the concept of a rising tide can raise all ships in earnest. I really do believe that. I believe that's from streaming to IRL. And it's easy for that to get lost in the, you know, I'm not trying to make this about politics or anything, but in the divisive nature that is our world, whether it's through politics or in of finance, anything around the world. It really tries. Everybody's trying to be divided, meaning everybody's got a force on the outside of them that's trying to split them up from everybody else. And it makes us all weaker as individuals. But when we're all together and we band together, we're all better off and stronger for it. And how else are you going to express this concept? This is the days of 2025. We all have a platform, and what we choose to do with it and what we choose to promote is our own. And that's what I do.
That's all you
Sorry
can
about that,
do.
guys.
No,
Yeah.
you're never have to apologize.
So, dude, on top of everything else that's going on, you know, I told you, like with my father-in-law, Jess got tested today. She has flu A. So,
Oh no, I just got over
so
that shit.
we're just, you know, we're living the fucking dream over here, chat. You know what I'm saying, chat? But yeah, it's
Just batting a
He was
thousand.
actually sending me
brutal.
feet pictures. Don't let him fool you.
I mean, send you more than that.
Fuck your bitch.
We're pro one.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, you never said that.
Hey,
That's better.
yo!
That's better.
You do it again, I'll stab you in the face with a soldering iron.
Fuck's sake.
That caught me completely off guard. Dude, I could do
Caught
more
in
than that.
Caught in 4K.
Oh,
Caught
damn it.
in 4K.
Canceled.
But yeah, she's kind of going through it now. She's got like really bad like chills. She's under like 5 blankets, completely in like a sweatsuit and freezing.
Dude, the flu
No.
A this time was no fucking joke.
No.
I had it, then Holly had it, and dude, it was it put me down for 3 days. I laid in
Yeah,
bed for 3 days, didn't move.
Yeah.
I'll be full disclosure. I'm not feeling the hottest I've felt in a while.
It's flu A.
Sorry, Connell. I don't know what you're in for, but it kind of developed as you were on your way, pal. We already made the plans. But I've got it going through my head right now. Like, you know, when the alarm starts going off, like, you know, you're starting to get sick in the head. Not that sick in the head. We all know I've been.
I'm
that sick
glad
in the
you
head for a
corrected
long
yourself
time.
because we
But you know,
definitely
like
allowed
when that sickness starts coming on, it gets that little. You get that like vibing in your head where it's like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. Yeah. Sorry, Connell.
I like what Henry said in chat. Honestly, it's not even the talking about our issues all the time. Hanging out with everyone, no matter if it's in chat or in game, it takes the mind off what's going on in real life for a few minutes. You actually get to breathe. Thank you guys for giving us that place. And that's what it's about. Like, it doesn't always have to be around streaming. It's just that's what I love. Like, normally every night, if I'm not in the Sugar Bin, I'm normally in the Perch with Nighthawk, or I'm in Comms 1 and just reflecting, just catching up. And that's the key thing. Like, we go back to talk about with Crow. I love when I go into a streamer's channel, and no matter how many times I've been there or the gap since the last time I was in there, They always remember who you are. They greet you, they check on you, and they ask you all the right questions. Like I remember I was a full-time student, Crow would always ask like, how's class going? Like, and it's just the big milestones that you go through in life. If you're married, like I remember just sitting in my car after class and it was Crow and Brooks' anniversary and he was still on Twitch and I was just dropping bombs in his chat, like 50 bombs, like bam, bam, bam. And it was just all out of love. Like the thing is like when you support, it doesn't always have to be about gifting subs, bits, or whatever it is. Just being there in chat and just being there. It's just you don't realize how much you matter to someone that you constantly are in chat or you're involved. You don't have to have like a crown, OG, a mod sword, or anything like it. Just be persistent and just being there. The support goes way more deeper than just numbers and money. Always remember that.
Facts.
Speaking of Crow, I gotta go over to my Crow fam fridge that Leggy gave me. I'm going to get a Creed berry from Freshen Up out of. Use code Ledge and 0 at checkout.
Ooh, the shameless plug.
So
Love to see it.
if chat's got
Love
any
to see it.
questions or ideas or topics they want to talk about, we're going to get ready to get into some giveaways. And because we got two fine gentlemen in here that are pushing for flavors of their own. And we want also Involve Zero to be in the partner crew with us as well. So we're going to be using both Leggies and Involve Zero's codes for these giveaways tonight.
Yeah.
Nice.
So as we let chat decide if they want to ask a question or a topic they want to go over, as I get Lootbot and everything ready so that we can get these giveaways, and then we'll do a closing, and then these fine gentlemen will choose where we guide the raid to.
Ledge, you know, I'm giving him influenza probably, so he shit in my bed. I guess it even trade
By injection?
Well, now that he's shit in my bed, it might have to be. You know what I mean? He's got to earn it a little more now. He raised the stakes there.
Jesus fucking Christ.
The
Bro.
fact you said
can't
shit the
breathe,
bed,
man.
I
You
just
can't
had
even
this
breathe,
image in
living
my head.
hard.
I'm like,
Yeah, good for you, Belly. Cheers. Have fun.
Ugh.
From me to you, baby. Rent free, motherfucker.
All right, everybody in
You spelled Jesus wrong.
everybody in chat, type fresh in chat to enter in the giveaways. And now these giveaways will be your choice of either tub or cans, since they are both technically the same price. I'm going to say that, even though the new tubs are a little bit more, we're going to go with either tub or cans. Your choice.
Who, Court?
You.
You and 0.
Oh, I think I'm a little under a stack.
Stack.
Something
What,
like that.
what does that mean?
That's
Stack.
like
He's a little
30,000.
under
It
1,000 away.
Sounds like about 30, between 30 and 40.
Oh, he was talking
But
that
going
kind
up
of
that
stack.
way.
Okay, I had to go back to my
Yeah,
cot
money
base.
stack.
He's like, a stack. I'm like,
Whatever that comes out to, like 30 tubs, something like that.
Don't worry, Corsi, I got it. We'll get them straightened out as far as who's talking to them and what.
oh, there's Jackaroni.
Yeah.
Oh, hey Jack. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, the way that Jack just went.
Thank you,
hooray,
Dante.
remember
Hi, Jack.
The old Red Stripe commercials. Remember those? Red
Hooray
Stripe.
for beer.
Hooray!
Yeah, Zero.
Let's see, Zero's pushing for partner.
Yeah, how close are you to
Zero's
partner, Zero?
Well, bumped the metrics up to what, 2,000 now?
No.
So
Oh,
I'm
did
still,
they?
like,
No.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think you're grandfathered in there.
yeah,
Zero.
if it's 2026 is when those metrics will be changed. So it's 1,500
okay.
Oh,
for
I-
partner, 5,000
No,
for
it's
flavor.
2025. It's
Yeah,
25.
if you're a new partner in 2025, I believe those are the
If
metrics.
you're a new
yeah, I
affiliate,
missed it by 4, so
and you know what?
I'm
Can I just
2025.
Can I just say the only reason this man missed it is because he was waiting for me to get my flavor, to hit my
That's
flavor
right.
goal.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
literally
Yes-
the only
yes,
reason
John.
he didn't apply.
Yes, John.
Zero's
2
in the
tubs.
rotation. We'll get them taken care of. And
Doing-
going back to what I said
But
with
my
the
my
wives and the
sales,
way
I'm
that they
almost
sort
to
of-
700.
You know, to the whys.
that's
and
pretty
why
close.
it's-
2 months, 2 or 3 months. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Going back to the whys and why I continue, you know, I'm going to have my own flavor with Freshen Up. We have hit our numbers for it. When exactly, we are not sure, but we have.
Yeah.
It's, you know, so now Zero and Ledge and Billy are the primary rotation.
So with
Kevin,
those,
I
with
said
that
just in
news,
case you guys weren't aware.
I'm gonna back 2 tubs for Leggy, 2 tubs for Zero.
Wow. Fire, Billy. Thank
oh,
you.
dude.
So
Thanks,
A
man.
legend.
so we're gonna do we're,
Cortsy, Zero's 1.3K from partner.
Yeah, if it's 2K. Yeah. Yep.
so
We're schmoozing, you know. We're schmoozing.
like I said, I
Oh,
stream for a hobby and enjoy it. Anything that's contributed subs and stuff, it goes back in the community. I'm doing a Kinko giveaway for the month of March, where there's a mic boom setup giveaway with Visa gift cards. I have Jordan back me with Freshen Up giveaways, and then plus I have self-res giveaways for the top 10 of Kinko. So, and with it being today in the podcast, we're at episode 19, and we have these fine gentlemen. I'm going to back 4 total tubs or cans of your choosing. We're going to just leave it at fresh for the lotto bot, and I'm going to hit the number 4 times.
Billy, let me ask you a question. Have all these fantastic viewers been earning balls this whole time? They
Yes.
should be, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Can I ask you another question?
Yeah.
No.
Why can't they drop them?
Because I don't have Kinko on this.
The screen
Yeah,
right
this
now.
screen. So,
Wait,
Drop my balls on you, Hawk.
balls?
but
Is
people
Hawk
yearn
addicted to
for the-
balls here?
Yeah.
John, I got you. I got you. So we're gonna hit.
Yearn for the balls, Billy.
So we're gonna hit the giveaway for 5 times. So I'm doing 4. John's doing 1. So
Thank you, John.
Don't worry,
I'm gonna
Chad, I
say
got
this
you.
as well. If anybody in the communities is close, send me a DM. I need your affiliate code to get to partner, because when my flavor releases, harmless plug, when my flavor releases, I'm not using my code. I'm using everybody else's code and trying to
Same.
push
Yes.
everybody else.
Same,
And that's-
exactly.
and that's
Zero.
that's what the
Tracy.
community.
That's
what
the
I mean?
play too.
That's
That's
the play.
because you're gonna get the royalties from your flavor,
Yeah,
and your code is almost not. I mean, listen, you could still you'll still get it. Yeah, you'll still get commissions from your code, but you're gonna get more from your sales of your flavor.
Yeah, not only that is you don't get the commission on your flavor. You get the
don't
royalty.
Get your commission.
Right,
on
like
your
if
own
somebody
thing.
uses your code on your flavor, that's pointless.
So we have
Yeah, it's
54 people in
literally
chat right
pointless.
now,
There is
and we
no-
have 12
there-
entries.
You legitimately do not earn any code commissions on your own flavors.
Correct. You just
That's
get your
it.
flavor royalty. You don't get any
Right.
bonus from your
So,
code.
You know.
So
And that's
do
how
we?
it should be.
Do we
Honestly, that's how it should be.
say?
Why
do-
would double dipping? Yeah, absolutely.
It's your guys' decision, but do we say if someone's name gets picked twice, do they get both tubs or cans, or are we doing one and done?
Now let's get as many different people the opportunity to try to
Yes,
freshen up.
yes,
All right.
everybody different.
Let's do
Everybody
one
All
and
right.
I'm
done.
with that.
Yeah.
So once you win, we'll remove you from the little wheel. But
If
DM
you
me.
want more than one tub, use code 0 or code ledge at freshenup.com tonight and get the other flavor you want.
There you go.
W's.
But make sure you
Tubs.
DM me either on Twitter or in Discord once your name gets hit. If I already have your stuff, because I have a lot of people's addresses with the giveaways, you're taken care of. So,
I hate this thing. I'm sorry.
but
This is why he never wins Employee of the Month. The camera. That's why he never wins. He never wins.
yeah, you and
You keep
Jenkins with
doing
the
your
fancy
thing,
cameras.
Foghorn. Don't worry about it. You got it up. You
Dude,
gotta
the
lock it
motherfucker
again
does
this
whatever.
year.
It's Obsbot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's OBS. but
The
he does whatever
motherfucker
fuck
does
he
whatever
wants.
it wants, bro. I swear to God, it has
Hey,
a
at least it
mind of its
doesn't
own.
look at your pecker.
Insta-link.
Yes, it does. Don't say that. Yes, it does. I stood up 3 times in one stream, and the motherfucker just kept going boom, boom, every time.
The
there
camera, the
asking.
camera, or the
Yeah.
pecker.
No, both.
Chat, make sure you guys get in the giveaway, man.
Type fresh.
in the chat.
So we got
Fresh in the chat.
we got 54 people in chat, 14 entries.
Yeah, that's not a good
Yeah,
ratio.
Sounds like
We need to
sounds
step
like a
the fuck
pin
up.
drop every time it goes up. Boink.
He's not wrong. Call him 4K.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Man.
Yeah, we got 14.
Listen, I just want to add, I
You're in,
met
Connell.
Jesus Jenkins
Gandalf,
in
you're
real
in.
life.
No
I
exclamation,
hugged
just fresh.
him and I grabbed his ass.
He did 100p.
I love
I
that.
remember when
First-
Jenkins
first
told
time I
us
ever
about
met
that.
Grab my ass.
I grabbed his right cheek.
And then we went to Spencer's Gift, and he had a little rubber penis in his hand, squeaking it like a squeaker. And I have the video.
Jesus Christ.
You know the fucking chicken. The,
Oh my god,
Bro,
bro.
I swear to God,
Grabbing
Legend's
his.
got some absolutely
highlight of my day.
ridiculous videos of me.
it gives grab his dick and twist it a whole new.
All right,
meaning.
we got 15, so I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit once because we got 5 of
You
them.
guys are out of time.
Do it.
That's it. You guys are fucking up.
Yeah. 54 people,
40
only
of you-
15 in. You guys fucked up.
4 of you guys are absolutely fucking up. Oh yeah, dude. Remember we sent that picture to court. See from the other.
I have that picture as well.
From Justice Thing. Oh my god.
I have that picture as well. Lady and the Tramp.
Actually, I don't know why I did this, but
that's cute.
all right,
Who's
for
lady though?
first
Oh,
winner.
Big
Oh, Connell, let's go.
Gandalf won?
Yeah, Connell just won.
Oh, Connell, what flavor you want, Dopey? Creedberry.
Creedberry.
Yeah, he knows the assignment, my man.
You're in the background. Creedberry.
Yes, Connell.
All right, make sure y'all type in fresh in
He
chat.
goes, Greenberry.
This giveaway is sponsored by Ben Gay.
Fuck's sake. I'm never living that
Ben
down,
Gay,
am I? Now I gotta get a
Bomb.
fucking Ben Gay emote.
With
No, that's
arms
too
wide
funny.
open. Next
Who said
winner,
The Ben Gay thing.
Courtsy.
Court. Let's go, Court. Oh, janky wanky at
Oh, this
checkout.
shit is rigged. Look at this.
No, I don't need the code janky.
All right, we got 3 more to go. So
Ben
you
Gay.
better type in fresh before I
Guys,
finish.
Not gonna lie, hanging out in the perch may or may not give you a better chance of winning off of Lotto Bot. Just saying.
Lucas got you.
Oh, there it
Lucas.
goes. There goes that pitch. Hi, Lucas. Nice to meet you. I don't know, Lucas.
W's?
That doesn't work for my previous statement.
Lucas, make sure you DM me on Twitter or Discord.
Yeah, I don't
Dean the
think-
man.
Dean!
Yes, Dean.
Dean the man. All right, so we got. All right, we're down to the last one. This last one, either DM me or John in chat, aka Lil Courier. Lucas, you won one of the giveaways for Freshen
I
Up.
can get you Dean's info.
Copy. All right, the last one. The last giveaway of Freshen Up cans or tubs of your choice.
Father Cheeks.
Jeez.
Ah, what a name, bro.
Oh, cheeks.
So there we go.
W's.
W's. Absolute dubs.
So everyone that won, Dean, Father Cheeks, Courtsy, Lucas, and Gandalf. Make sure either DM one of us, they'll reach back to me, and I'll get those sent out. The faster you get them, they will get sent out or ordered tonight. So you'll get them within a week. So the faster you get them, the faster you get your stuff.
Cheeks hasn't tried
I got
freshen up
Dean.
yet.
I got
That's the
Dean's
W.
info.
Billy, I'll
Oh,
send you
W.
Courtsy and Gandalf.
All right,
right now in one
I got
message.
Courtsy's.
Oh, you got hers already?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna send you Gandalf.
And I'm sending you Dean's stuff right now
So
because he just
now
wanted to give away
you
my
4
chat.
gentlemen get to choose where we guide the raid to.
Courtsy, you're
Ooh,
good.
okay.
Ooh.
And as you guys decide that, I am going to close out with everyone in chat and appreciate everyone. So this is coming down to the end of episode 19 of I Got You 6 podcast, hosted by yours truly, with these 4 fine gentlemen that I consider family. Very exciting. If you guys want to be on the podcast, future episodes, please reach out and I'd love to have you on. You don't have to have a topic in mind, but it helps. And yeah, we're already 19 episodes in. It's pretty exciting. Appreciate all the love and support. Everyone that's always here for and catching the episodes. Anyone that's new that watches or gets involved, that's what I'm here for. That's why we do the podcast, and I appreciate every single one of you. Next
GG
month,
chat.
we'll have probably I know we're gonna have at least one podcast episode. I'll be out of state. Gonna go visit my fam in Portland, Oregon, the Sugarnip fam. So
Nice.
it's pretty exciting. Outlaw, see you, baby. And yeah, appreciate all you guys. You guys are why
we got-
I do this.
We gotta hit double dose, no? We gotta hit dosey?
I was gonna say Dosey or Philly.
Oh,
I was
Matt
gonna
Philly
say-
too.
I was gonna say
Both of them
Linkman
boys
Bob.
could use some love.
Yeah, Linkman Bob could use some love too.
You four can decide where we got the raid to.
I'm good with any of those
How
three.
about Joe Woe?
If Spec was here, I would,
He's
because
got a lot
he
of
took
fans
out
too here.
Spec took him out in COD. So
I was in that lobby. I was in that game with Spec when he did that.
So
Oh,
yeah,
God.
appreciate you guys. Love you
Looks like
guys.
ODD.
I'll still be around after we raid out. But yeah, you guys are amazing. And remember, stay true to you. You matter. I love you, and I always got your 6. So we're going to DD.
Go to DD, baby.
DD?
Hit the DD.
Double D's nuts.
Later, chat. The fucking power supply didn't come, bro. I'm fucking pissed.
Oh,
I can't believe
no.
it didn't come, bro.
I can. It's the United States Postal Service.
I'm gonna come.
It's twice now. It was supposed to come yesterday.